10 stocks to watch next week. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to do something that we do every single Saturday on this channel, and we're going to briefly speak about 10 stocks that I intend to watch next week. So in these videos, we don't go through things in depth because obviously it's 10 different companies. We keep things short and sweet, and the idea of these videos is to let you guys know both exactly what I am going to be watching next week, and just put some things onto your watch lists. Some exciting companies in there this week, some that you will all be aware of, some that I haven't spoken about on the channel for a very long time, and a couple that I've never spoken about on the channel. But anyway, we're going to get into all of that. So right before we get into it, can I please ask you to smash that juicy like button, as it genuinely helps me and the channel out so much. I really would appreciate it. If you're new around here, please hit that juicy red subscribe button, people. Join the family. We're like this close to 25,000 subs. Help me get there. And please do drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the video and what companies you are going to be keeping a close eye on next week. So with that being said, guys, straight into our first company of the day. So I'm going to start the video off by going through all of the EV companies I'll be watching next week, and then we'll get into all of the other companies. So the first one you can see on the screen right now is obviously Tesla. And guys, what a week it was for Tesla. We smashed through $2,000 a share, people. On the 5-day chart, up 22%. And if we go to the monthly chart, okay, from the bottom we're up nearly 50%. Tesla investors are very happy people right now, and I myself am one of those very happy people. So why I'll be keeping a very close eye on them next week in particular, well, I mean, look at this price action, people. There were so many people buying in. There was so much hype. We have to just see what happens next, because we all know Tesla in general is a very volatile company, and it does often have these massive upswings, but it also has massive pullbacks. So I'll just keep an eye. We'll see what news comes out, and obviously we have to keep an eye on the stock split. So the stock split doesn't actually take effect until August 31st for Tesla. So that is actually next Monday, not this Monday coming. But I really am interested to see how people are going to react this week. If people are going to continue to push that price up higher in anticipation of the split, or if some people are going to run away with their profits. I don't necessarily plan on buying any more Tesla at this moment in time, but if the price action happens, if it comes to a nice price, I will get in with a little bit more. But we hadn't seen a run up like this one since, the end of June, so it was very welcome and it was very exciting. But anyway, that's the first company, Tesla. You're all aware of Tesla. A second company, a lot of you may actually not be aware of these guys. I made a full video on them just earlier on today, but they're a new EV company, okay? They specialize in buses, mini buses, school buses, normal buses, double-decker buses. If it's a bus, these guys have it. Now, these guys are currently traded OTC, but this week they filed for NASDAQ listing. And if you look at these guys on the 5-day chart, they're actually up 44.25%, people, which is absolutely massive. Now, keep in mind, this currently is just $1.63 a share, people. A month ago, this was a 66-cent share, people. So there's a lot of excitement, a lot of hype around this company, and if you watched the video I did earlier on, I believe that it is justified. I think it looks like a very exciting opportunity. Now, at the end of the video I put up earlier on, I did say that I'm more than likely not going to buy them next week, or maybe not even the week after, but I am going to be keeping a very close eye on them, see what price action decides to do, and make a decision relatively soon. But a very exciting company who is starting to get, some media attention, who is starting to get a lot of hype on YouTube in particular, who is in a sector of electric vehicles that is not, particularly crowded, yet is a massive market. Quite exciting in my books. So I'm just going to be keeping a very close eye on them next week, because I'm still not exactly decided on whether or not I want to get involved. Now, normally I don't like speaking about Workhorse in this particular video of the week, the 10 stocks to watch next week, because I speak about them so much, but this week I want to include them. There's just so much going on with the USPS right now, okay? Again, I went through all of this in my last video on Workhorse, but there is so much going on. And every single week that passes, that contract announcement date gets closer and closer and closer. And as well, we're currently trading at about $16 a share, and very recently we briefly touched below the $15 mark, but you'll see we haven't closed a day below $15 in over a month. And since the initial run to the upside, there has actually only been one day that ever closed below $15. So me seeing them at this price point with the valuation that I believe they deserve going forwards really excites me, and I want to see absolutely everything that comes out of the USPS over the next few days. Yesterday, the Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, was in front of Congress, okay, and he told them that they are fully capable of delivering election mail on time. So this is something that is back and forth so much right now. USPS is in the middle of all this, blah blah blah. You're more than likely aware of the politics. But Monday there is more information coming out. I will just be keeping such a close eye on them, as I always do. I know I don't like bringing them up in these videos, but next week in particular, keep a very close eye on these guys. Okay, and this is the last EV company for today, but I had to include them, okay? It's Hyliion. Friday we went up 11.44%. From last Wednesday, we are up over 50% in this company, and there is a lot of happy investors out there, myself included. I am now up over 40% in my holdings in this company, and there is a lot, and I mean a lot, guys, of optimism in regards to this company right now, and the merger going through by the end of the third quarter, sometime around mid-September. So with that date getting very, very close with every passing week, I expect to know more people to continue trying to establish a position in this company. We are very, very close to our all-time highs, which as of market close Monday the 29th of June was 31.84. We are so close. We're literally about 5% away. And after a 50% rally in the space of 7 trading days, we could well see all-time highs get made next week. And the funny thing is, guys, there hasn't really been that much news brought out around Hyliion as of late. An awful lot of this price action is down to hype, and the main reason is down to the merger getting closer and closer, and people are trying to get in before that merger. So imagine what could potentially happen when the merger actually goes through. It is crazy to think of, but I think a lot of us share the same thought process, that we're going to look back at $30 a share as very, very cheap. And I also think a lot of us expect some fairly significant news to come out over the next week or two. I mean, there has not been that much released. A lot of us think there could be a lot going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of, and sooner or later some of that information is going to get announced, and again, that's only going to lead to a higher share price more than likely. But anyway, that is it. That is all of the EV stocks that I'll keep a very close eye on next week. Of course, I'll keep an eye on, Lordstown Motors and NIO as well, but these 4 in particular. Okay, and then we have 6 other companies. So it's actually Kirkland Lake Gold, who we've spoken about 2, 3, maybe even 4 times on the channel before, and I still am yet to pull the trigger, and I'm really not sure why. These guys look absolutely fantastic. We can see on the 5-day chart that not a lot happens. They were up 2.14% for the week, which, don't get me wrong, by no means is that bad. And on the monthly chart, we're up 7.73%. Also worth noting, they're trading at a PE ratio of just under 18, which for right now is good, especially when we go over to the 6-month chart, and we realize that on the 6-month chart, this company is up 43.23%. For a company to be up that much, okay, on the 6-month or even the yearly chart, and be at a PE ratio of sub 18 is very, very impressive. Now, you're all more than likely aware of this. Warren Buffett is buying gold. Now, he did not buy Kirkland Lake Gold. He went ahead and bought Barrick Gold. And to be honest, we don't really know if it was even Warren Buffett who bought Barrick Gold. It was Berkshire Hathaway, but it could have just been one of his investors, because I think we all know traditionally Warren Buffett is not a fan of gold whatsoever. The more surprising thing was the fact that he sold out of a lot of his bank stocks. But the fact that Berkshire Hathaway is willing to start investing in some gold stocks, I really do need to get my act together and start putting in some more due diligence in regards to the world of gold. I think that's why I haven't been willing to pull the trigger yet, despite the fact that, I've been believing in these guys since they were pretty much a $50 stock. It's just that I still don't understand it quite enough, people. And on this channel, I'm always open about those things. I do like the company, I like the fundamentals, I like what they're doing, I like their cash flow, which we're going to go through in a second. I like everything about them, but something about it I still just don't understand enough. It is just a matter of me putting more time and effort into researching Kirkland Lake and, gold in general. But this article from Seeking Alpha shows us they are an absolute cash flow machine, which is very important to a lot of investors. So Kirkland Lake's gold profits were very strong in Q2, okay, and they're expected to be more profitable in the second half of 2020 because of increased output and higher gold prices. Gold prices are at literal all-time highs pretty much. So from their Q2 report, we saw that the company produced 329,770 ounces of gold, a 54% increase from the prior year. Net earnings were $351.1 million, or $132 per share, a 65% jump from the last year. I mean, these guys are doing really well, and even at this kind of a price point, I do think it is of good value right now. So again, I will be keeping an eye on them, and hopefully I will get to do some more research into gold stocks in general soon, and I'll be able to give you guys a better idea. But for the time being, they are still on the watch list. You know what? If I don't get to pull the trigger, I don't. There's always going to be another option. Okay, guys, here is another company a lot of you more than likely are aware of right now. It's BigCommerce, okay? They only went public the 5th of August. That day they went up 29.39%. Now after that, guys, they actually started to go down, and they actually came down about 10.75% from their IPO price. But then we did see the end of the week an 18% green day. So as of right now, they're just trading about 5% above, their first day. So if you don't know what BigCommerce does, it's essentially this. They let businesses outsource the creation and management of their own online store. It's very comparable to Shopify. From the digital shopping cart to inventory management to integration with shipping options, it's a turnkey option for companies with the ability or desire to build such a solution on their own. Aspects where it often rates better than Shopify are in search engine optimization and international selling, and it easily accommodates business to business selling. It's still not nearly as big as Shopify. I mean, not nearly as big, okay? BigCommerce generated a modest $112 million in revenue last year versus Shopify's nearly $1.6 billion. So a lot of people have gotten very excited about BigCommerce. I'll be honest, guys, I'm not the most excited in the whole world on it just yet. Now, does that mean I don't think it has potential? No, not by any means whatsoever. Does it mean I'm not going to invest? No, not necessarily. I'm not invested yet, and I don't necessarily plan to invest very soon, but it is on my watch list. Their second quarter 2020 financial results come out September 9th, and honestly, guys, I would expect these to be very good. So around that time, I do think we could see a surge in this stock's price, so I will keep a close eye on it next week, do some more due diligence, and decide if this is something I could actually see myself investing in long term before these Q2 earnings come out that I expect will be very good. But it's just one to have on your watch list. It's one to go look into a little bit. It is a very interesting company, it's a very interesting concept, and I think it will do good things, I really do. Okay, we've 4 more companies. Okay, another name that everybody will be very aware of, we have Apple, and I mean, what a week that was, okay? On the 5-day chart, up 7.18%. If we go all the way back to the monthly chart, okay, we're up 27.86%. From the bottoms there, we're up nearly 35%. The first company to hit a $2 trillion market cap. I mean, insane stuff happening for Apple, people. And similarly to Tesla, we have a stock split coming up, but Apple's stock split is actually happening this coming Friday, people. So I expect next week to be absolutely crazy, to say the very least. Honestly, guys, I don't even know what to expect. I think we're going to see a lot of green. Friday, who knows what's going to happen. The week after, very tough to say. If history is to repeat itself, we can expect a green week, maybe a green 7 or 8 trading days even. Well, you know what I mean, mostly green. And then some sort of a significant pullback. With me, I'm very happy with my cost basis in Apple. I have a cost basis of about $364 right now. So I don't plan on selling after the hype to try get back in at a cheaper price, because I really don't think we're going to see it come all the way back down sub $364. I'm just going to keep my eye on it and see what happens. But just the fact that the split is actually happening on Friday, I'm very, very excited to see what happens next week. I mean, when Apple is going to be trading at what? Let's say somewhere between $120 to maybe $130. That is going to seem so much nicer than paying $500 for a share. The psychological benefits this is going to have on your average retail investor who doesn't invest very much money is going to be awesome. And also, Apple is a company that is loved, okay? Not only by investors, but by a lot of young people. A lot of new people are getting into the market. Apple is going to be a company that a lot of people are aware of. A lot of people will use their products, and they may want to then invest in them. I just think all in all, this stock split is going to do amazing things for Apple. But anyway, that's it. Okay, so here's a little bit of a weird one that a lot of you may not expect from me right now. We're looking at Boeing. On the yearly chart, okay, from the highs, we're still down 56.71%. We're up 76% from the very, very bottoms. I do see this as potentially being a great value play. I mean, we have previous all-time highs of $440, and that was only back at the start of March in 2019. Since then, they're down 62% in value. And in general, the growth with Boeing was going quite well from 2015 up until 2019, up 230%. We did start to come back down considerably, and then obviously we had the horrible crash. With companies like Boeing, I like going back to Great Recession and seeing what happened, okay? So, we went down 70% in value, somewhat similar to what we just saw happen. Afterwards, we just started shooting up in value, like absolutely crazy over the next 10 years. And something that's put them somewhat back onto my radar is this: Boeing wins first new 737 MAX order in 2020. So they secured its first new order for the 737 MAX since November on Tuesday, announcing an order from Polish charter airline Enter Air for 2 aircraft with an option for 2 additional jets. So I mean, traditionally 2 aircrafts, there's not going to be an article written about it, okay? It's going to be nothing. But right now, this is the first order since November, people. And in my opinion, it doesn't only say good things about Boeing, but it says good things about certain airlines in general and the state of airlines going forwards. And the fact that, you know, a lot of the doom and gloom may passed by now. And I mean, lately we have seen more and more people flying. We've seen an 800,000 passenger day, loads of 700,000, high 700,000 passenger days. It's not where it used to be, and it's not where it needs to be, but it's promising. In the past, I have done a lot of research into the airline industry as a whole and how things are looking going forwards. I have considered buying Boeing in the past. I mean, I spoke about these guys probably 4 or 5 months ago. And I think previously my price tag for these guys was somewhere around $120 a share. And now I don't see something like that happening again, in all honesty. So look, it's just one that I'm going to start keeping my eyes on again. You know, I just completely forgot about these guys for a very long time. I wasn't interested, you know, it would have been wasted energy. Whereas now, an opportunity could be presenting itself. It may not be dead money for too much longer. So it's just one I wanted to let you guys in on, let you guys know I will be looking at Boeing again a little bit. Okay, so another company that just went public this 6th of August that a lot of people have actually been asking me to cover, okay? Initial day up 15%. Then we always see this. We saw a decent dip. Now, all in all, it's up 20.36% since the 6th of August. So these guys are the nation's largest home lender. And there's this argument between whether or not they're a fintech or more of a traditional consumer finance company. So they could be bringing their own innovative spin to this. And I assume that's why a lot of people have gotten very excited about this company. So I can see why people are getting excited about this company. But honestly, I don't have any intentions of buying. It just doesn't get me personally very excited. I mean, they are the #1 mortgage lender in the US. They have a history of building technology. They do have good results. They've captured more than 9% of the $2 trillion annual mortgage market. They have a 2,500 person tech team and loads of other stuff as well. Now, I think this is one of the companies who I just need to research more, okay? I've only done a little bit of brief research and they did not excite me very much, but I've done that before. And then, you know, I realized, wow, I actually really like this company. I wish I had have researched them a week earlier. So my plan for Monday or Tuesday is to look into this company, to dedicate a couple of hours to, you know, doing some more DD. So that's why I'm letting you guys know to watch them next week, because I'm going to be watching them next week and I'm going to be looking into them next week. And since that initial dip, it has been a nice run up. I mean, since the 13th of August, we've had a green day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days in a row, and they all accounted to nearly 40% growth. So do with that information as you will. And then the final company of today, I just want to speak about these guys again. It's Facebook stock. I mean, these guys are machines. It's genuinely just like they cannot be stopped, guys. They are literally making all-time highs left, right and center. I own 4.5 shares in Facebook, and I am considering buying another 4.5, maybe even 5.5 to get to a clear 10, which would make them the biggest position in my portfolio by a considerable margin. I just really love Facebook stock, okay? And I genuinely just think that, you know, there's not many safer places to put your money in a long-term bet. What I will say as well though is Facebook is somewhat volatile, okay? More than some of the other big tech companies. We often see 5 to 10% swings, you know, at least once a month in general. And I mean that both to the upside and to the downside. If we look at the monthly chart, we can see that there's an 8% up move. There is a 6.5%. There's a 5% downwards move. So look, I may well end up actually buying some more at whatever price we're at next week, in all honesty. But if we see some sort of a pullback, that's when I really will be ready to load up in Facebook. My cost basis is at $226, so you know, it's a decent cost basis, but I'd be more than happy to, you know, invest more at these current prices. It's not like I've made crazy gains. And it is a company that I see myself wanting to hold for a very long time. I mean, out of everything in my portfolio, the odds of me selling Facebook stock are probably the lowest, in all honesty. I think it offers really nice growth potential. Not necessarily as much as a lot of other players, but at the same time really nice, but just very low risk in general. But anyway, that's Facebook, guys. No special news, no nothing like that. I just want to let you know where I stand with the company. So guys, if you have watched until the end of today's video, I really do hope that you enjoyed, and most importantly, I hope I was able to give you some value and put something onto your watch list for next week. That is the goal with these videos. If you did enjoy, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me a comment and subscribe if you're new around here, because those things all really help me out so much. I really would appreciate it. And as always, if you watch until the end of the video, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Anyway, guys, I won't take up any more of your time. I hope that you all have an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you for being here. See you for the next video. Peace.